On a brisk winter's evening in 1899, within the hallowed halls of Illinois Wesleyan University, a seed was planted by 5 young men of vision. Joseph L. Settles, James C. McNutt, Clarence A. Mayer, Owen I. Truitt, and C. Roy Atkinson came together at 504 East Locust Street to sow the first roots of what would become Tau Kappa Epsilon. Their fellowship, rooted in the ideal of aiding men in mental, moral, and social development, would flourish into a mighty oak whose branches would extend far beyond the confines of Bloomington. The Knights of classic lore sought a fraternity predicated not upon prestige or wealth, but upon the intrinsic value of character. While the founders believed this to be in line with the Phi Delt way, their multiple attempts to petition proved otherwise. As TKE burgeoned, it echoed the call of its founders, men of integrity who would lead not by the opulence of their coffers, but by the richness of their spirits. Leaders like Wallace G. Macaulay emerged, charting the fraternity's course with a resolute spirit. At a pivotal 1907 banquet, his impassioned words ignited the conviction that TKE should stand independent.
Interwoven about the sentiments of our name and our pen, and ingrained in the fiber of every member is the Teak spirit, a spirit typical of our fraternity, a spirit that does not shrink from sacrifice, that knows no defeat, a spirit indomitable.
Marking the beginning of its journey as a national fraternity. By the time of the inaugural conclave in 1909, TKE's identity was affirmed, signaling the dawn of a storied legacy. As global conflicts like World War I and World War II beckoned, TKE's sons answered the call. Our fraternity's spirit was tested in the flames of battle, and like tempered steel, it emerged stronger, embodying the principles of love, charity, and esteem, even amid the harshest of trials. When the Great Depression cast its long shadow, TKE's light did not flicker. Under the stalwart leadership of figures like Grand Preteness L.W. Tuesberg and visionaries such as Lester H. Martin, William Wilson, and Bruce B. Melchert, the fraternity not only persevered but also advanced, becoming a beacon of brotherhood and resilience. Post-war America witnessed TKE's ascent as a beacon of unity and progress. The Golden Jubilee Conclave commemorated 50 years of brotherhood, underscoring TKE's integral role in shaping young men of character. The chapter of the Korean War unfolded, and once more, the fraternity's tenacity was proven as TKE celebrated the momentous establishment of its 100th chapter. The fraternal world could no longer ignore the impact of this brotherhood. The years rolled on, and with them, TKE's growth mirrored that of the nation. Our brothers flourished in every field, embodying the fraternity's ideals and amplifying its influence from coast to coast in the United States and Canada. The close of the 20th century saw TKE's chapters foster leaders, philanthropists, and agents of change, fortifying the fraternity's legacy and setting the stage for the new millennium. It culminated in a centennial celebration broadcast for all to celebrate accomplishments even the founders couldn't have dreamed up. With the arrival of the 21st century came challenges that would test the mettle of our brotherhood anew. From natural disasters to the global pandemic, they demanded a reimagining our community and connection. Teaks around the world adapted, turning adversity into innovation. ensuring the flame of brotherhood burnt brightly in the darkest times.
We talk many times about the TKE spirit and how it's indomitable. That has seen us through extremely challenging times. It has aided this fraternity whenever we've come up against a wall that we either had to climb over, work around, or move through. And every single member can completely reshape the organization. One of the things we talk about is that whenever a new man joins the fraternity, he renews the fraternity. Every single one of us has the opportunity, and I would say the responsibility, to move TKE forward. Sometimes that's done in the chapter house, or that's done on campus. Sometimes that's done in your community. Sometimes that's done in your personal home and how you make yourself better, because you represent the organization everywhere that you go. So by making yourself better, by influencing those around you in a positive direction, you are expanding the outreach of our fraternity. You're growing how people view Tau Kappa Epsilon, and to really understand at their core what we are and who we are. What makes TKE special is its people. It's a brotherhood. That spirit from generation to generation is something that's taught to us many times as collegiate members, but to some as alumni members, that it is our responsibility when we take that oath at our altar to move this fraternity forward. No matter what gets laid before us, we must take and move this organization to the next level. Everything that we do as TKEs is rooted in our mission to aid men in their mental, moral, and social development for life. Not just during college, but until we reach the chapter eternity.
As Tau Kappa Epsilon stands at the threshold of its 125th year, we look back on a history rich with the stories of men who rose above the ordinary, who faced the tides of change and adversity with steadfast hearts. The legacy of our founders and the indomitable spirit of our brothers are the cornerstones of the TKE narrative, a saga of unity, resilience, and growth. Our tale is not one of chapters closed, but of chapters continuously written. It is a narrative of triumph that spans generations, a story that finds its strength in its beginnings and its glory in the journey that continues. For we are Tau Kappa Epsilon, past, present, and future, forged in tradition, unyielding in adversity, and bound by an eternal brotherhood.
As you've seen the Tau Kappa Epsilon story, I hope that you're inspired. But even more importantly, I hope you're motivated to help to write the next chapter of our history. To be a person who's going to help to change the world, to be a person who's going to help to impact the societies and anyone that you come across. That you're pushed to be a better person, a better frauder, a better friend. That is the core of who we are as an organization. As we create better men for a better world by advancing our mission of aiding men in their mental, moral, and social development for life. You get to make the choice every single day of how we move this organization forward, whether that be locally or in my place, internationally. And I can't wait for the journey.